Let's plunge back into the middle of his life, to the world of Il Sogno, that dream song that we began with in 1837. Tell us what's going on in his life in 1837, because there's an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's at the height of his operatic career. He's written Lucia di Lammermoor, huge success, and he's writing another opera called Roberto Devereux. And his beloved wife, Virginia, dies. Suddenly, she gives birth to a child who dies almost immediately, and then possibly from complications from that, she dies herself. And Donizetti was absolutely inconsolable as far as this was concerned. It was the major event in his life, and indeed kind of made the latter part of his career something. He had to get out of Italy after that point, and that's why he went to Paris and then Vienna. So it was the sort of primal moment in his maturity.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that's really shocking about the bereavement, aside from humanizing a composer for us in some ways, is that it seems to be it's just the latest thing. He talks about, I think, the sad little things that keep happening, all this kind of accumulation, because I think I'm right in saying before their child died after being born, Virginia had also miscarried very, very late the previous year. You know, all this stuff had happened. Donizetti's own parents had died also quite recently.
Yeah.
It's this sort of awful accumulation. He ends up really grief-stricken, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you see this because of a sort of string of letters he writes to Virginia, his wife's brother, and he's this huge outpouring almost every day at the beginning, but then for years afterwards. So these incredibly moving letters.
Yeah, I found a particularly unbearable one, actually, to share. This was written a few months after her death to Toto, the brother-in-law, and he writes, "I keep asking, for whom do I work? Why? I'm alone on earth. Can I live? It matters to me little anymore whether I have or don't have what I ask for. I'm apathetic. So many beautiful things planned for October, and here, with the month already begun, I'm tied down with work. And for whom? For no one."
Very typical, this sense of, just reaching sort of ground zero in a sense. He hasn't got any emotions left. And, you know, the irony of having to produce operas at this time was something not lost on him.